Right. You know, speaking of, we got a couple minutes here. I don't know if you want to, you mentioned, about mental illness. What if she was mentally ill? How about, what'd you think of the Elisa Lam documentary?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it real quick. All right, so anyway, this is an entirely different show.
We went off the script a little bit. We told a story. We're talking about...
We told a thing.
Cecil Hotel. We're having fun
Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. So, when Elisa Lam disappeared, it was like huge news. I was in college.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all, which I'm having a hard time with because I've seen 1,000 people post about, oh my God, Elisa Lam. I'm like, I don't remember this at all.
Really?
Not at all.
It was big in 2013. There was like a good... I learned a lot about
and I'm interested in shit like this. I'm like, why don't I remember this?
Elisa Lam
because I was probably fucking hammered the whole time. 2013. Anyway.
Everyone would had their own conspiracy theory about what happened to her.
Yeah.
Of most people are just like a dude murdered her because it's a shitty hotel and they didn't want anybody know because they already had such a shitty reputation to begin with. The Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
And that was the main concern. And then when she's found in the water tank.
Yes.
Originally when
Yes. You're talking about originally, not in the movie.
Originally when she was found in the water tank, when they reported it as the lid was closed and you couldn't really open, you couldn't really do it like that, I thought 100% she was murdered.
Of course.
I didn't know until I watched the documentary last week that wasn't true, that the door was open. For years.
Literally changes the entire thing.
It changes the entire thing. From 2013 until 2021 when I saw the documentary, I thought for sure she was murdered because of the lid being closed.
Here's the thing about web sleuths, and, some of them are okay, some of them are decent, but a lot of them are fucking obsessive wackos.
Yeah.
And I see this firsthand. I don't know if I'm involved. I'm a big follower of the Lisk Long Island serial killer case.
Right.
And my friend Chris runs a fantastic podcast called Lisk Long Island Serial Killer. And he tasked me with, hey, next time we come to New York, we're going to, have you be involved in some shoots and stuff like that. I'm very happy to be involved and super excited about it because I'm a giant fan and I know the case really well.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was also like, maybe you could track some of the rumors or the rumor mill or some of the prevailing theories in some of these web sleuth rooms. And I almost have to say to him, dude, I got a life to lead. You know, I can't, if you go on these fucking Facebook groups for the Long Island serial killer, these people are out to fucking lunch. Yeah. And they have no life and they're obsessed. And the point is, the web sleuths and the YouTubers and everybody else who's chiming in this fucking Elisa Lam documentary, they're all a bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, that is the problem of just
and they fucking caused the one guy to try to kill himself.
Yes.
The guy who's a fucking metal.
That was the saddest part of it. Of basically this guy who was in Mexico during the time of Elisa Lam's disappearance.
By the way, how hard could that have been to find out?
Yeah.
When he put his fucking video out that he was at the Cecil Hotel, it was an entire year before.
Yeah.
That couldn't. You're a web sleuth. Figure a fucking date of the video.
It's true of just my stomach is growling. Jesus Christ. It's true of just not every web sleuth is Michelle McNamara.
Right.
Everyone thinks that they're the amateur detective who's going to fucking solve it, and they're going to get a book deal and an HBO documentary about them.
Get a job. How about that?
And it's no, you're not that fucking person.
Get a job as I'm trying to do a YouTube show.
You're a fucking moron. You drove a guy to kill himself. And the fucking the lid being, that's so fucking annoying.
No, listen, the police fucked that up.
No, they 100% fucked that up because the guy is on camera saying they should have been on camera saying that no, the lid was open because since 2013 to 2021, I thought Elisa Lam for sure was murdered because of the lid.
And by the way, shame on this fucking, I understand you got to do a little bit of entertainment. Shame on this fucking documentary because for 3 3/4 episodes right before the end.
You think for sure she was murdered.
Or at least it's somewhat of a question. Yeah. And then you go, wait a second. You didn't tell me this entire time about all these episodes she's having at the fucking hotel. You don't really get into the history of the mental illness with the family and the you know what happened at the taping of the show.
Yeah.
And the fact that she had to be removed from her room. They kind of touch on it, but they wait until the very last moment and then you say that the lid was open.
Right.
So you're like, come on, dude.
I knew about Elisa Lam's mental illness episodes just because like I knew a lot about it. I still thought that she was murdered. Because of just the lid thing. The like video in the elevator of her acting weird, I was just like, I don't think she's hiding from someone. I think she's just having an episode.
I thought she was on drugs.
But again,
that's before you really know the extent of the mental illness.
And I had known already because I had looked into this case that like the toxicology said she didn't have drugs.
See, they don't tell you that until,
this is what I had thought happened to Elisa Lam was she was having an episode and like, you know, she was being disruptive and had to be removed. And someone saw this girl having an bipolar episode and thought this is an easy victim.
I'll give you that.
That's what I thought had happened back when I thought that the lid was closed.
Right.
Now that I know it was found open, like I think she went inside and she couldn't get up because people were using the water and the water was going down and she couldn't get back up.
People take their clothes off when they're having hypothermia.
And if she's having hypothermia, that's another thing of her. She was found with her clothes off. I was just like, well, that
she wasn't sexually assaulted. There was no signs of violence. You know, by the way, talking about Long Island serial killer, the fact that Shannon Gilbert had her clothes off, a lot of people point to that as hypothermia because, you know, you're supposed to, you take your clothes off. But I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know. It's just not, to me, I understand there's a line. I understand there's an entertainment value.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of irresponsible. It was a little irresponsible. I thought the Richard Ramirez documentary is a way to really do it, where I felt like it was respectful, but it was also well done.
I thought Night Stalker was great. I thought it was very respectful to the victims. It doesn't try to like glamorize anything.
Right. And by the way, guys, this whole fucking conspiracy thing of, the hotel manager was in on it and the cops were in on it. And are you fucking kidding me? Do you think that's how things work?
The hotel manager is one of the funniest parts of the documentary because she's just standing there just like, no, there's no sinister intentions. I'm just terrible at my job.
She's like, look, I understand that like literally people are murdered every day here, but gee golly, I'm just a gal from the Midwest.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to, she was holding it down.